the big story of the moment. On Rodri, guys, there is an agreement in principle reached between Rodri and Barcelona. Crazy Thursday, but get ready because can be also a busy weekend on the market, Friday and then Saturday and Sunday, because it's going to be really full of updates. Let me start with defenders, guys. I want to start from defenders because we have to talk about, first of all, Micky van de Ven. Probably you remember that in June and also July there were rumors on Liverpool, rumors on Barcelona, rumors on Real Madrid. I told you Micky van de Ven is staying at Tottenham. Micky van de Ven is going nowhere. He's an absolutely crucial player for Tottenham Hotspur. Roberto De Zerbi considers him as a crucial part of the project. And so what happened? That exactly the same happened with Pedro Porro. Real Madrid were interested in Pedro Porro. Tottenham said the player is not for sale. Roberto De Zerbi said if Porro is leaving, I'm not going to continue, in the sense that obviously he was not going to leave the club, but sending a strong message, something like, for me Porro is absolutely crucial. And Tottenham got a new contract done with Pedro Porro. Very strong answer. And then the same is going to happen with Micky van de Ven, because De Zerbi absolutely wanted Micky van de Ven to be a big part of his project at Tottenham, and now Micky van de Ven is getting a new contract. There is a verbal agreement between the Micky van de Ven's camp and Tottenham over new contract. It will be signed soon, and so Micky is staying at Tottenham Hotspur, also with an improved contract, longer contract, better salary. Then, talking about defenders, guys, I also wanted to mention something, first of all, on Arsenal, because I keep receiving many questions on Cuti Romero. Let me say two separate things, guys. First thing to say, the most important, Arsenal are looking for a centre. I would not be surprised if Arsenal add a centre-back to their squad this summer, for sure. Then, on Cuti Romero, Arsenal had some conversations with the agents of the player. Arsenal had some conversations with Tottenham to understand the situation, but my understanding is that Tottenham clearly prefer to sell the player abroad. Reports are about a 50-50 between Inter and Atlético Madrid. What I can tell you today is that I would put Atlético Madrid way ahead of Inter today for Cuti Romero. Why? Because Inter had a deal in place with Tottenham for Cuti Romero in terms of club-to-club agreement at 40 million euros, but never got a green light together with the player in terms of salary, in terms of contract. And why Inter didn't proceed? Because Inter didn't sell the player. They were needing to sell Benjamin Pavard in order to let Romero join the club. This didn't happen, and now Cuti Romero is clearly leaning towards moving to Atlético Madrid. Atletico Madrid are clear favorites. What I can tell you today is that Atletico Madrid already started club-to-club negotiations with Tottenham for Cuti Romero. First official bid rejected. There will be new official bid incoming for Cuti Romero. So Atletico Madrid are working hard to get Cuti Romero. There is a club-to-club negotiation, and for sure Atletico Madrid are on it. Then Cuti Romero is keen on joining Atleti, is open to joining Atleti. So we wait also for the club-player agreement, but it's not expected to be a problem because obviously Atletico Madrid is not just a Spanish club, it's not just a club from Madrid, it's also a little bit a club from Argentina between Simeone and all the others, and so Cuti Romero is absolutely open to that. Now we are just waiting for the next steps of the negotiation, but Atletico favorites to sign Cuti Romero. Then, guys, talking about defenders, let me say also something on Liverpool. Because on Liverpool there are many reports on right back. If I know something on right back, I will let you know. At the moment, I'm not aware of movements for the fans despite reports. If something happens, I will let you know. But at the moment, I'm not aware of that. For Liverpool, keep an eye also on centre backs. Because what I'm hearing is that Liverpool could consider a move for a centre back in the summer transfer window in these final weeks. Because Liverpool could add one more player in that position. It's not something that we have to exclude. So more than right back in this moment, in this specific moment, I will keep an eye also on the centre back position. Then, talking about other things, defenders, in this case, a right back for Malo Gusto. Many reports over the recent days, recent hours on Malo. Many stories regarding Malo Gusto, but it's basically what I told you already few weeks ago. Because of Malo Gusto, the situation is quite clear, and this not changed at all, according to my information. £75 million is the transfer fee wanted for Malo Gusto by Chelsea. Then let's see if this transfer fee can be reduced in the final days of the window, but Chelsea remain on their position. £75 million. There is interest from Manchester City, but Man City are not paying £75 million for Malo Gusto. So let's see if the price could be different over the next days. Chelsea signed Pep Chavarría, so new signing for Chelsea, the left back coming from Rayo Vallecano, 28 years old, 19 million euros, 2 add-ons, deal done between the two clubs, deal done with the player, and now he will fly to London to complete medical tests in the next 24 hours. Medical test contract signing Pep Chavarría to Chelsea is a here we go confirmed. Then, mentioning opportunities on the market, guys, just a quick one to mention, keep an eye on Dusan Vlahovic. Available as a free agent, he has a big proposal on the table from Besiktas. Besiktas want him since June, and Besiktas remain interested in Dusan Vlahovic. For sure, they are still in the mix. And then, there could be a possibility with Atlético Madrid, especially if Alexander Sorloth leaves the club from now to the end of the summer transfer window, there could be movement on Dusan Vlahovic. So, Atletico if Sorloth leaves, but also Besiktas, in any case, they are prepared to go big financially to add a star to their squad. And then, guys, let's dedicate the final part of this video to Rodri, the big story of the moment. On Rodri, guys, there is an agreement in principle reached between Rodri and Barcelona. The contract is ready. Rodri said yes after the green light over Thursday afternoon to negotiating. The contract has been sent and Rodri is happy with the contract proposal from Barcelona. Now it's on club to club. My understanding is that Barcelona and Man City have started talking. So the negotiation has started. But Man City for Rodri. Deal on. Barcelona indicated they are ready to pay more than 45 million euros for Rodri. Man City are likely to ask for more, so 45 million euros will not be enough, but Barca are ready to pay more than this. So there is a conversation about the price ongoing, starting today. Barcelona want to be fast. Barcelona want to avoid surprises. Barcelona are going very strong for Rodri. They have an agreement with the player. They surpassed Real Madrid in this race, and now Barcelona want to close the story, want to get their match point and to sign the best player of the last World Cup. The face of Spain winning the World Cup, the captain showing the World Cup to the world, now ready to join Barcelona in a big shock, in a big surprise on the market. So we have to wait now, obviously, for these club-to-club negotiations, but Rodri first opened doors to Barcelona, then said yes to the contract, and now the two clubs are in contact. The two clubs are negotiating, there is already an indication, the relationship is very good, Barca, Man City, and so, for sure, there will be a conversation about the price in the next hours, and it's going to be important in order to understand when Rodri will become a new Barcelona player, one of the big stories of this crazy summer transfer window. Guys, on this and much more, remember to stay tuned, so like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel. See you soon here, because it's going to be completely crazy today as always, and so, thank you for being here, and see you soon.